Once upon a time, in a cozy little cottage nestled at the edge of an emerald green forest, lived a girl named Lily. Lily wasn't like other girls her age. While they played with dolls and tea sets, Lily's greatest joy was her garden. She spent her days with her hands in the soil, talking to her flowers and coaxing shy vegetables to grow. Her garden was her whole world, a vibrant tapestry of colors and scents she had woven herself. One sunny afternoon, as Lily was weeding her carrot patch, a peculiar-looking old woman with twinkling eyes and a cloak the color of twilight appeared at her garden gate. "You have a kind heart for all things that grow," the woman said, her voice like the rustling of old leaves. "I have a gift for you." She reached into her pocket and pulled out a single, shimmering seed. It wasn't like any seed Lily had ever seen. It swirled with all the colors of a rainbow, pulsing with a faint, warm light. "Plant this where the moonlight touches the earth," the woman whispered, "and your world will grow bigger than you can ever imagine." Before Lily could even say thank you, the old woman vanished as mysteriously as she had appeared. That very night, under the soft glow of a full moon, Lily found the perfect spot in her garden. She dug a small hole with her fingers and gently placed the magical seed inside. Covering it with soil, she whispered, "Grow strong, little one." She watered it and went to bed, her heart fluttering with anticipation. She dreamt of towering flowers and rivers of sparkling nectar. When the morning sun streamed through her window, Lily leaped out of bed and rushed to her garden. She gasped. Where she had planted the tiny seed, there now stood a massive, towering beanstalk. Its trunk was as thick as an ancient oak tree, and its leaves were the size of blankets. It twisted and spiraled upwards, climbing higher and higher until it disappeared right into the clouds. Lily stared in awe. It was both terrifying and magnificent. Her curiosity, a seed in itself, began to sprout. What was at the top? Was this what the old woman meant? Taking a deep breath, Lily decided she had to find out. The stalk's sturdy leaves and thick vines looked like a perfect ladder. She began to climb, her heart pounding with a mix of fear and excitement. Up and up she went, past chirping birds and buzzing bees. The world below grew smaller and smaller, her cozy cottage shrinking to the size of a toy. The air grew cooler and thinner, and soon she was climbing through the fluffy, white clouds themselves. It was like climbing through a dream. Finally, her hand reached the top, and she pulled herself onto a soft, spongy surface. She wasn't standing on a cloud. She was standing on solid ground in a land she never knew existed. The sky here was a permanent, beautiful shade of dawn, with soft pink and orange hues. The grass was as soft as velvet and sparkled with dew. Strange, beautiful flowers sang quiet melodies as she walked past, and the trees had leaves of shimmering silver and gold. It was a world straight out of a fairy tale. As Lily wandered, marveling at the magical landscape, the ground began to tremble. A colossal shadow fell over her. She looked up and saw a giant, but this giant didn't look scary. He had a warm, gentle face, kind eyes, and a beard that looked like a soft white cloud. He was sitting by a sparkling river, mending a fishing net with a needle the size of a tree branch. "Well, hello there, little Sprout," the giant boomed, his voice deep and rumbling but surprisingly gentle. "You're a long way from the ground. My name is Barnaby Lily," though still a bit shaky, introduced herself. Barnaby the giant explained that this was the land of the sky, a place where everything was a little bit bigger and a lot more magical. He told her that not many ground folk ever made it up the beanstalk. Soon, other inhabitants of this magical world emerged. A fluffy white rabbit wearing a tiny waistcoat hopped over and introduced himself as Pip, a wise old owl with spectacles perched on his beak hooted a friendly hello from a silver-leafed tree. They weren't just animals, they could talk. Pip, Barnaby, and the other talking animals welcomed Lily with open arms. They showed her around their incredible world. She saw rivers of lemonade, fields of popcorn flowers, and butterflies that painted the air with glowing trails. Lily had never felt so welcomed. Back on the ground, some of the other children thought her love for gardening was strange, but here her new friends were fascinated. She told them all about her garden, about the different flowers and how to care for them. In return, they taught her the magic of their world. Barnaby showed her how to weave baskets from sunbeams, which were surprisingly strong and light. Pip taught her their favorite game, cloud hopping, which was just as fun as it sounded. The wise owl, whose name was Professor Hoot, shared stories about the stars and the history of their skyland. Lily realized that even though they were all so different, a giant, a rabbit, an owl, and a girl, they all had something to share and something to learn. One day, Pip was in trouble. He had been trying to gather some sweet cloudberries from a high branch and had gotten his waistcoat snagged. He was dangling high above the ground, too scared to move. Lily, remembering her climbing skills from the beanstalk, didn't hesitate. She carefully scaled the tree, her small size allowing her to navigate the branches easily. She gently untangled Pip's waistcoat and helped him down. He was so grateful he gave her the biggest hug his little rabbit arms could manage. "You saved me, Lily," he squeaked. Barnaby patted her gently on the head. "That was very brave," he rumbled. "You used your unique abilities to help a friend." Lily learned her most important lesson that day. It wasn't just about magic seeds or talking animals. It was about kindness. It was about seeing someone in need and offering a helping hand, no matter how big or small you are. She spent many more happy days in the Skyland, sharing stories, laughter, and adventures with her new friends. They taught her that friendship isn't about being the same. It's about celebrating each other's differences and being there for one another. But eventually, Lily knew she had to go home. She missed her own little garden and her cozy cottage. She promised Barnaby, Pip, and all her friends that she would visit again soon. The journey down the beanstalk was much quicker. As she slid down the giant stalk, her heart was full. She was still Lily, the girl who loved to garden, but now she was also Lily, the girl who had friends in the sky. When she reached the bottom, the world seemed both the same and completely different. Her garden was just as she'd left it, but it felt even more magical now. She looked at the giant beanstalk, her personal bridge between two worlds, and smiled. She knew the greatest magic wasn't in the shimmering seed or the land in the clouds. The real magic was in the kindness and friendship she had found, lessons she would carry in her heart forever. And from that day on, Lily's garden grew more beautiful than ever, filled not just with flowers, but with the sweet memories of her giant adventure. Thank you so much for joining me on Lily's magical journey today. I hope her story brought a little bit of magic into your day too. If you enjoyed this story, please give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more wonderful adventures. We love sharing these tales with you. Until next time, keep planting seeds of kindness wherever you go. Bye for now.